kindergartners, Mr. Malloy here. I'm super excited about this video because we get to learn more about tide pool animals. These animals treat the tide pools the way kids at school treat the cafeteria. It's where they get their food. Before I tell you exactly what animals I'm talking about, I gotta invite somebody to fly into your screen from his nest in the kitchen. He's gonna swoop in to help us learn, and I think you know who I'm talking about. He's not in the sky. He's not a bird. He's not a plane. He's Spoony Malloy.
Hello?
What's shaking, Spoony? We Malloys of a feather gotta stick together, right?
I'm well, thank you. Mr. Malloy, you're really laying it on thick with all the bird language today. Fly, nest, swoop, feathers. What are you up to, teacher man?
Did I overdo that a little bit? Sorry, I'm just really excited to learn about some of the birds that use tide pools.
That's all right, Mr. Malloy. I'm excited too. And you know what? Birds have always fascinated me. On our tide pool adventure, we saw tons of birds. You can learn a lot about a habitat by studying the birds that live and eat there.
Great point, Spoony. By learning about the birds that use tide pools, we'll deepen our learning about tide pools.
Lots of different birds pluck their prey from tide pools. Let's start with one we've all seen a lot all around our community. A bird that most people know as the seagull. These birds check the shore for dead fish and pry mussels off the rocks in and around the tide pools.
And Spoony, remember we learned there are different kinds of gulls.
Right. While it's fine to say seagull, there are actually many different types of gulls, and some of them do not live very close to the sea. Some of the gulls who like to have lunch at Northern California tide pools are California gulls, western gulls, and ringbill gulls.
The ring-billed gulls have a black ring around their bill. And the western gull and the California gull, they have a yellow bill with a red dot on it.
That red dot looks like they started to put lipstick on, then stopped. Ha! Or maybe they were doing a drawing with a red marker, then forgot to put the cap on and put the marker in their mouth. I'm cracking myself up. Seriously though, that little red dot is amazing.
Go on, Spoony. Tell them about it.
Well, that red spot is like a target or a bullseye for the western and California gulls' chicks. Since the gull parents feed the chicks from their bills, the red dot helps the chick know where their food is.
It's cool to think about gulls finding food in a tide pool and bringing it back to their chicks in their bills, and the chicks seeing that red dot and knowing right where their food is.
The gull with all the gray feathers here. That one right there, that's the young one. Mommy, I'm hungry. Feed me. What's for lunch? I see your red dot. I'm gonna press it like a feed me button. And, ooh, a snack. Thank you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for feeding me. You have any more in there? Red dot, red dot, red dot. I bet that really hits the spot for those chicks. Tell us about another tide pool bird, Mr. Malloy.
Next up is the great blue heron. They can stand 3 or 4 feet tall, and their wingspan is 6 feet. But they only weigh about 5 or 6 pounds. Their bones are hollow, like most birds. No wonder they're so good at flying.
And get this! The great blue herons have special soft feathers on their chest. They use these downy feathers like a built-in washcloth to clean off fish slime that gets on their feathers as they preen.
The word preen is a fancy science word that means when a bird cleans its feathers.
The great blue heron preening. And, oh, would you look at this? They have a special toe that they use to comb these feathers to keep themselves squeaky clean. Look at them go, working that toe, getting those feathers ready to be a built-in washcloth. Let's do one more tide pool bird. The last bird we're going to learn about is the snowy egret. They have black bills, white feathers, black legs, and stunning yellow feet. They can grow special feathers called plumes. A long time ago, these plumes were used as decorations for women's hats. Snowy egrets were hunted so much that they almost went extinct.
So sad. I'm glad snowy egret hats went out of style. Now we get to see snowy egrets all over. Tell them what happened, Spoony.
More than 100 years ago, Harriet Hemingway, along with her cousin, used their persuasive writing skills to convince their friends, their community, and eventually people all over the world that hunting and killing birds to make hats was wrong.
Without these courageous women, snowy egrets might have gone extinct. And now we get to see them at tide pools and even at the Berkeley Marina and Aquatic Park and lots of places all over our community.
Mr. Malloy, thanks for helping me learn so much about tide pool birds. I just really love learning and helping the kindergartners learn with you.
Spoony, you're becoming an awesome teacher. And it's really fun to take you under my wing.
Wow.
See you next time.